3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular mystery reading at number 1012. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, you can do so by sticking around and hitting the subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. If you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So, in contrast to the last few videos that I uploaded, that I recorded all 3 of them yesterday, my mood is very different. I was feeling very good, energized, and now today I feel like crap and I am tired. I saw the number 123, which is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. I saw it on the timer for recording this video. I'm feeling frustrated and tired for a reason. It's because I really struggle with trying to get enough sleep. I realized recently that it's easier to wake myself up than it is to go to sleep because for some reason, I guess I just love being awake. I don't know if anybody has any advice or anything on how to help with sleep, especially if you have ADHD or you know somebody with ADHD. I would really appreciate that. Other than struggling with sleep, there was also something pretty disappointing that happened today that was largely unexpected. And it was frustrating, but, you get over it, you adapt. And I'm still working on that right now as I record this video. I just saw 234, another sign to trust everything happens for a reason. And it's really reminding me about how I wanted to use how I'm feeling right now for this reading, just to let you know that if you're feeling frustrated, disappointed, sleep deprived, and just really, really, really exhausted, I want you to know that you are not alone. We may not be fighting the same fight in exactly the same way. Actually, let me put it like this. We may not be fighting the same battles, but you aren't alone in fighting the war that we both are fighting. Maybe it would be good for the both of us to just try to take things one day at a time, one responsibility at a time, just one thing at a time. But I just wanted to take this opportunity to let you know that you're not alone. And I just saw 3, 4, 5, a third sign to trust everything happens for a reason. I don't think it's a coincidence that I've seen 3 signs about trusting that everything happens for a reason. I believe that what me and you are going through, even if it's not the same, as long as we keep working on our mindset and don't self-destruct, I think that it's going to pay off in a big way. And I really, really feel that there is someone here who needs this reading probably just as much as I do. I don't know how long this one is going to be, simply because my mindset isn't as all the way here as I want it to be. I feel good enough to be able to do this reading, and it does feel guided in a way. But I'm not going to lie about everything is all good and dandy over here. It's not. It's not. And I just want to say that everything is going to be okay for me. As stubborn as I want to, as hard as it is to say that, because of how stubborn I want to be. And I believe that everything is going to be okay for you as well. It's okay that we're feeling frustrated and disappointed. All that matters is that we work through these thoughts and feelings in a healthy way that doesn't impact us and our belief system in a negative way. It's important that we maintain control over our choices and ultimately our own reality, what we're manifesting and creating. And the best way to do that is to stay mindful of how we are processing these thoughts and feelings, and what kind of perspectives we're taking on as a result of them. Maybe there's a choice or two here. How are we going to choose to look at this? Maybe it could be important or helpful for you to reflect on that. I believe it's important for me to reflect on that, and I will. But let's go ahead and get into interpreting the number 1012. So there are 2 ones in this number, which it's about trusting yourself, and it can also be a sign about trusting myself. And I feel like I'm feeling especially connected to the trusting myself message. I think maybe we both need a little bit more of that trust in ourselves and what we're doing and where we feel and believe that it will take us. It seems like a lot of the times at the end of the day, you always come to the same conclusion of be patient. And it's really frustrating, but really what can we do? What we can do is still be patient, but do things that make it easier, like maybe meditations or journaling or ways to comfort us and soothe us that just help make it easier. The number 0 is about a specific journey. There might be somebody watching this video, who is from Canada. I'm getting that fairly strongly. British Columbia? Maybe? Only take whatever resonates. You don't have to be from there, though, for this reading to be meant for you. Just extra confirmation for someone who might need it. Anyways, the number 0 is about a specific journey. I think me and you both are kind of in the thick of a difficult journey, and it's important for us to remember that there was a beginning. May have been a while ago. It doesn't have to be, though I know it is for me, but it doesn't have to be for you. And there will be an end. With every beginning, there is an ending. With every ending, there is a beginning. This difficult cycle, this difficult journey will come to an end. And if we move forward in a healthy, self-loving way, I believe that the next cycle or the next journey is going to be easier. I really, truly do believe that. I think it's important for me personally to remember that, especially on the hardest days. I encourage you to be patient and kind with yourself on your hardest days, because that is when you are going to need to be there for yourself the most. It's very tempting to punish ourselves and beat ourselves up over things that we can't control, but really we need the exact opposite. We need to be our best friend at this time. The last number in 1012, the number 2, it's about choices and prioritizing what means the most to you. This feels like confirmation about what I already said about how important it is that we maintain control over our own choices, thoughts, emotions, and all of that stuff. It's definitely important that we remember the purpose behind all of this, why we're doing this journey, why we're going through these things. There was something else I wanted to say. It's pretty much the same thing, just a different way of saying it. It doesn't really matter all that much. But the number 2 can also be about confirmation of connection, of being connected to a significant situation or a significant person. And it can also, the last way that I interpret the number 2 is about balance, inner peace, inner stability. And I think we need to get ourselves back to that place. We don't have to be perfect. We can be upset, angry, a mess. But I think as long as we clean it up and we come back to who we are, why we're doing this, centering ourselves, I believe everything will be okay. And I just saw the number 111. So I'm going to trust that everything's going to be okay. And I think you should too, because I just feel like you're somebody who, no matter how hard things get, you're not going to give up. And I'm realizing that's the reason why it's all going to pay off. Like, imagine coming all this way and giving up. It's not an option. It's not an option. The only thing that we can do is work through how we're feeling in a healthy way and just keep on going, keep on trucking along, and keep moving forward. Adding up the 0 is 1, plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. It's very, very interesting considering the deck of cards that I have behind my back right now that I'm holding on to. You'll find out why. But number 4 is about emotional, physical, spiritual, just psychological, in general, stability. It's confirmation of what we already addressed with the number 2 about finding inner balance and inner peace. So that way we can protect our spiritual and physical balance. So we can protect our belief system from self-sabotage and our reality from that self-sabotaging kind of belief system. It's frustrating because, like, it almost feels like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. You don't want to self-destruct, but you also feeling really frustrated with what you're going through right now. And this makes me feel guided to talk about how healing, sometimes it's about changing your perspective, and sometimes it's just about letting yourself feel. So if you're feeling particularly stubborn, just let yourself feel. Honestly, I could probably use some time where I just relax in bed and just, I don't know, be a mess. I'm sure you understand what I mean. I really, really hope that this inspires somebody watching this who needs it to not take this moment so seriously and to really be kind and protective and nurturing towards yourself, from yourself. You know what I mean? The number 3 may be significant for somebody. I did say that I saw 3 signs in the beginning about trusting that everything happens for a reason. We're being called to maintain inner peace, stability inside and outside of ourselves for a reason, because we matter. We do impact people around us. And, you know, it's important that we choose to have a positive impact, a loving impact in the way that we treat ourselves, rather than a negative and hateful one. Because people, it rubs off on other people. And I just saw the number 444, which is bringing me back to the other way that I interpret the number 4 that kind of made me laugh about the deck of cards that I'm holding behind my back right now. I also see this as being connected to your ancestors. When I first was like deciding what cards I wanted to use, well, let's go ahead and let me just show you. It is the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards, and when I just felt so drawn to these cards, so much so that instead of pulling tarot cards first, I wanted to pull oracle cards first, and usually it's tarot and then the oracle cards, for me personally. That seems to be a preference that I lean towards most of the time. But I just feel like there's strong confirmation that my ancestors, your ancestors, are here with us together right now to encourage us to take care of ourselves and to give us the stability, the peace that we deserve. Right now I'm seeing the Back to Basics card from these oracle cards. Maybe you could benefit from really simplifying things for yourself. I know for me personally, I'm spending a little more time. I spent a little more time procrastinating today, so I won't get to do everything that I typically do. But look, of course, with responsibilities, it's important to get those done. But everything else, it can wait. Even no matter how bad you don't want it to, it can wait. You can wait. We can be more patient. Let's go ahead and pull one of these Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards now to see. It's crazy to me because it feels like a really great segue that I didn't intend. Let's go ahead and look more into what the ancestors have to say. If you don't already know, I do believe in general that everybody's ancestors have been trying to connect with all of us for so many years, thousands of years, to bring awareness to our spiritual existence, our connection to the spirit realm. Wow. This is very fitting, actually. And I pulled this card recently, so if you've already seen this card in a recent reading that I did, this could be really strong confirmation that this reading is definitely meant for you. So this card says, this is what it looks like, and it says, find your voice, express yourself, open up, and sing out. I feel like this is just confirmation of being more focused on expressing ourselves and just feeling how we feel rather than changing our perspective. I feel like it's important for us to focus on healing through self-expression, or if you're like me and it feels good to sing, you could do that too. But I think it's really, really important for you to find a way to express yourself, to get all of these thoughts and feelings out, and to, so you can really process them, be aware of them, and work through them. I didn't expect to, I guess this was just confirmation, really, to just let yourself be in the moment and feel. Especially if you're feeling like some particularly heavy or difficult, negative emotions. If you just need to sit there or lay there, if you like being in bed, and just really dwell on whatever you're dwelling on, let yourself do it, Just like I said, it's just important that you come back to changing your perspective when you're not feeling as stubborn or frustrated or consumed with darkness and emotion. I'm kind of feeling like something coming through about how it's okay to be in the dark, but eventually it's important that you find the light. And I think that's a really nice, really relevant, interesting message to come through. It's okay to be in the dark, to be comfortable in the dark. Maybe somebody here feels good being in a dark room. But eventually, we gotta find the light and wake up. I'm going to go ahead and draw out 2 cards now from the Magical Dogs Tarot. We're going to get a little more specific with these cards. What cards do you think would be the most helpful for myself and the viewers to see? Okay, so this card flipped over in an interesting way. It is the King of Pentacles in reverse. I feel a lot of anger in this card. And also the need to indulge. It might be hard to... I relate with this. It might be hard to manage cravings or to accept that you don't have access to something that you want really, really bad. I'm also noticing how much green is in this picture. I just heard the word verde, which means green in Italian, and I just got a peek at the bottom of the deck. We have the Magician also with a lot of green. There's a lot of confirmation here for somebody to spend more time outside in nature. I know for me, the snow is more relevant than all of the green, but no matter what season it is for you, I feel like connecting with the outside world. It doesn't, not necessarily with people, but just with the planet and nature. I think that might really help ground you and soothe and comfort you in a way that something else might not. It might help you breathe better and ultimately think better, more clear. And I feel it's very important for me and you both to focus on finding acceptance, not only for what we can't control, but what we can't have right now. Of course, when we're ready to focus on changing our perspective and not dwelling so much on what we can't control, what we don't have, and just shifting it to what we can do, what we can control, and what we do have. I think it's really, really important for us to be patient with ourselves. Don't rush trying to change your perspective. Don't rush through the time that you feel like you need to spend in the dark. Don't come out into the light until you're ready. I'm being reminded of this card that says, love again, shine again. Everything's going to be okay. We'll feel good and happy again once we get over this and process it and learn from it. I'm going to draw one last card here. What's the last card? Oh, this is so nice. So nice. I'm being reminded of a movie where it goes, so nice. I don't remember what it's from. But I have the Justice card, which is a Major Arcana card. This card is a powerful card because it's Major Arcana, if you didn't already know. I feel that this Justice card, well, first let's talk about how it has the number 11 on it, and 1 + 1 is 2. Confirmation of what we already talked about with the number 2, being mindful and maintaining control over our choices, thoughts and emotions and beliefs that are connected to the choices that we make. This could be even more confirmation, extra confirmation about a significant person or situation, and it's absolutely about the confirmation to find balance, because look, he's holding scales in his mouth, the dog. And I think the best way for us to find balance is expressing ourselves. So it'll be easier to find acceptance for what we can't control or whatever it is that we don't have. The Justice card in general, of course it can be about justice in a situation. This could just be confirmation that all of this work that we're doing, as long as we stay committed, it will pay off. But one way that I interpret it personally, it's also about bringing justice to yourself, treating yourself in a fair way by not punishing yourself and beating yourself up for things that you can't control or things that you don't have. And I just now see the number 444 on the timer. Confirmation of bringing ourselves back to a stable way of feeling and thinking and believing and just living. And also confirmation that our ancestors both are here to really encourage us to heal through expressing ourselves, finding our voice, as the card says, finding acceptance, and giving ourselves the grace that we really do deserve.